Hi, everybody. All right, this is officially the beginning of our Cosmic Upgrades Teleseminar. I am beyond ecstatic to be here with everyone, and for a very, very brief moment, I'm going to put the video on and then it'll be off. But I just want to say hi to everyone. Hi. I am in my art studio and I have a bunch of Chicago sunlight on my face. Woohoo! I wish I could show you everything that we have here. I do have this tiny crystal harp, and there is my magical mother and partner in crime over there, but I don't have the technology to move stuff around, and there are a whole bunch of instruments. So let's take care of technology business. Number one, I'm learning, and I wish I knew everything about technology. So for now, it means that I'm way more comfortable with the camera off. And it means that today I will not be taking any questions, but in the future I will. If you do have general questions or other stuff, please route them to email and I'll be very happy to do what I can. This is being recorded, which is why everybody is being muted, because the sounds really do distract me. But again, in future time, we'll be able to chit chat. So again, this means this is available for all of us to access again, and for anybody else that wants to join us. So this is a huge gathering. If there are any sound problems, I would like you to potentially send a chat message, and I will do my best to look at it, but I will be in a semi-trance state, so there's only so much I can maneuver. But thank you for your patience, and I'm getting ready to get the show started, and also to close that big box that's right over there. Okay, all right. We have done sound tests, and then the rest is on you. I'm hoping that there will be no screeching sound, but here we go. I'm so excited to be here. And I'm so happy that you're here for this big deal event. Whew. So before I even jump in, let us take a deep breath. Let us be so thankful that we're here together from all over the world. Let us be thankful that we can be here, that we are in good health, that we are in a good space in our time in life, that we can come and dedicate our time and energy for this, whatever it is that we are doing. I do know that what we're doing is a ceremony, and more on that. Well, let's just be present. So, today is November 16th, Saturday, 2019, here in Chicago. It is also Sunday, November 17th in Australia, and all different times in other parts of the world. So I want to acknowledge everybody, and I want to say we're going to be doing some big things here. I'm going to share with you now what is it that we are doing, and then we're going to do it. So we're going to be doing a big ceremony, and the ceremony has already started. I have been shown that we are huge beings, and that we have our large multidimensional soul is bringing with it to this meeting and to this ceremony more higher dimensional aspects. So it's quite a ceremony, and there's a lot of us and a lot of higher dimensional frequencies. Maybe there are guides or there are parts of us, and there's also, I want to call them different ambassadors of light. I'm also inviting us all to think that we are working with our higher selves and each other's higher selves, and that I'm going to set the tone for our higher self to be the gatekeeper for our experience. If there's any word or terminology that I say that you don't like, you trust yourself and your higher self to filter it out for you. I'm coming from a space of, I want everybody to be happy. I want us all to be grounded. I want us all to be in this higher resonance of this, the highest potential of the highest human potential and multidimensional soul experience expressed through who we are here and now and who we want to be, how the universe or the God creatrix wants us to be expressed here now. So I want us to be all happy. And first of all, I want us to have fun. Second of all, we are here to create our own stories. So the first and main thing that I'm doing is I hope that I'm putting out a whole bunch of blah, 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 blah concepts or points, and that you are in charge of connecting the dots. I'm going to do my best job to interpret and give you the stories, but you don't have to be in my stories. This is just what I'm creating, but I'm doing it as a kickstart. And I know that a lot of us already have created a lot of parts of our story, but we're interconnecting together through this sharing of cross-pollination or soul pollination. So this is the intention that I have. So what we're going to be doing today is I will talk a little bit about galactic astrology. And this is just intuitive information that's come to me through my higher guidance team. I'm going to talk a little bit about our Earth Star chakra and our higher heart chakra. I will then share a little bit about Aboriginal myths. I'm excited about that. And then we will go and put all of this into practice and experience this for ourselves, so that the talking is just to get our mind ready, so that our mind has some buy-in into what we will be doing energetically in a shamanic way. And this may all last an hour and a half, but it might be a little bit less also. Okay, shifting the energies into talking about Venus. And this is the Cosmic Upgrades Teleseminar. I can definitely feel the shift from being left-brained and taking care of business, taking care of logistics, and getting into our intuitive powers. Before I forget to say this, I got Mom Lynn, my mother and partner in crime, that will be playing incredible alchemical sounds when we get to the galactic shamanic journey part. Let us take a few minutes to greet our own guides and really, really settle into this space. The energies are really strong and I feel tickled, like buzzing, tickled. All right. So I work a lot with Lady Venus. To me, everything has a consciousness, a life, a personality, a voice. I like to talk to trees, crystals, grass, and hopefully, I mean, I enjoy when they talk back to me. There's life in everything. So I connect intimately with Venus as the star, the planet, the mythology, the goddess, and she comes to me as a fairy queen. And there's a lot of messages in the symbology of coming in as a fairy queen. I learned that in Ireland, Scotland, that there were humans that were part human, part fairies, and there was a whole sisterhood of priestesses that were called fairies or fairy humans. So there's many meanings to the word fairy, and I'd like us to play with that idea and to play with the idea of the sacred sovereignty within us, the sacred king or queen that is inside of us that can help us connect to our higher self. Lady Venus came to me in several ways. It's like I don't think I asked for her. She sort of came at the time a few years ago. I was working with transmitting energies of Goddess Isis, and Goddess Isis is connected to Goddess Venus. Goddess Hathor is connected to Venus, and Sekhmet from ancient Egypt, the Native Americans, the Aztecs, and the Mayans all have a strong resonance with Venus. In fact, it might be that all native people or First Nations people, people of the earth that communicate, that live in connection with the earth and observe the stars, have a strong mythology with Venus. Venus is the morning star and the evening star. So there's very strong myths around Venus. So we're working with very strong heart, archetypal goddess energy. Venus is her trajectory in the sky ends up looking like horns, and the horns are on the goddess Isis. Hathor. Horns were also symbolic of the fallopian tubes. Horns and the bull horns in ancient prehistoric and Paleolithic and Neolithic times were extremely powerful symbols of goddess culture, matriarchal culture, and not just matriarchal meaning women in charge, but women and men living in egalitarian society for more than 500 years with peace. So there is a lot of energy of equality, egalitarianism for everyone that is coming in just with me using the words Venus in the way of what it means to me. Please, please form your own connection with Venus and with what I'm saying and make up your own story. I'm just telling you with what I'm working with. So the morning star Venus orbits inside the Earth's orbit. And so I hope some of you saw the video. There is this phenomenal trajectory that Venus and Earth have as they loop around the sun in I think it's I don't know if it's a 8-year orbit. It's an 8-year dance and it repeats, and there's like a 250-year cycle. And then there's something about the sacred number 40. This is just a lot of tidbits that I saw. I know that Earth and Venus are sisters to each other. I know that maybe Venus is a older sister or wiser. She brings in love, and there's just this huge heart connection with Venus and Earth. So just, I have a bunch of things that I'm sharing, and it's all gonna come together when we get to be in this altered space soon. So the Aboriginal Yolngu people, spelled Y-O-L-N-G-U. The Aboriginal Yolngu people say that Venus guided the first humans onto Earth, and the rising of Venus in the sky is a ceremony in and of itself. And that Venus lovingly brings in a rope down to a sacred island on Earth, and it's called the Morning Star Pole. People can communicate with their ancestors through this morning star pole. And again, according to these Aboriginal people, the specific group, Venus crossed the coastlines of Australia, creating songlines and creating all of the flora and fauna. Now I'm sharing this because it has an important meaning to me, because in my visions, I keep seeing giant trees on Venus. I keep seeing fairies and flowers and crystals, and maybe a lot of these came from Venus onto Earth. I love these wacky theories. It's like magic fairy tales that are real to me, and I'm saying, what if it's true? And if it's not, it's just very exciting, just to make it up as a potential story. So Venus, according to these Aboriginals, brought down the three sacred sisters who created all of Australia. And I couldn't do an event without mentioning the vulva or the vagina, because the vulva and the vagina was the sacred symbol of these three sisters. So it all comes down to feminine energy and beauty. Why am I talking so much about Venus? I was just inspired to do so, and inspired to share these concepts, which I call to be galactic astrology, and how in a very physical level, we humans are connected to Venus and the Earth. And there's this very, it's almost like a visceral astrology. So when I'm working with Venus, and even right now we're getting some downloads, Venus works with our thalamus, which is also known to be our higher heart center. It's a little bit above the heart. And so this is something that we will be practically doing together today. It's already starting, but we'll do that a little bit. We will open the multi-petaled rose or lotus that is expanding from our heart and up into our thalamus area. I don't understand all of this. I'm just sharing bits and pieces so that you can be triggered to create your own reality and story. But there is something going on with us being higher dimensional souls, multi-dimensional souls on Earth now. And I know that somehow we get to live a life of better ease and grace if we get to gracefully find a way of opening our higher heart center and get to ground it down, which we will, because we're going to be working with the Earth Star Chakra. And there's something juicy about all of us, especially in this group here now. There's something juicy about being able to manage the multi-dimensional light that our souls are bringing in. And each and every one of us, like a snowflake, has an incredible, unique formula of soul light or frequency that is coming in now, which is why we're all needed individually and then working together as this larger tapestry. So there's something about Venus light coming into the thalamus, into the higher heart, and helping us integrate these higher frequencies, coming into torrents, into new energies, new floodgates coming into Earth, and Venus is helping us filter that. So I'm sort of getting us all revved up for what we will be doing, and we're doing soon. All right, so Venus in galactic astrology. Venus right now is going through a beautiful trajectory, and she happens to be going through a star that I have on my soul has an extreme connection with this. And this star that Venus is going around and through is also has a huge connection with many Aboriginal groups in Australia. So something is going on here. So Venus right now is passing through the tail of the Scorpio constellation. And I understand the Scorpio constellation. I call it Antares because Antares is the biggest star in the Scorpio constellation. And Antares has a lot of mythology around it. And I'll just share a little bit of the Aboriginal mythology. Venus right now is also passing by the Ophiuchus, I hope I'm saying it right, Ophiuchus constellation, and it happens to be called by the Aboriginals the Robin Redbreast. And I can't share all these stories because these are all just tidbits. So by November 25th, Venus will be coming close to the butterfly cluster and the snake. So if anybody really wants to look into it, either you tune in and you say, what does that mean? Let's make up some, what's happening there? So Venus being in Scorpio or tickling and dancing around the Antares star is a very, very big deal because, let's see, the Aboriginal group called the Wardman people regard Antares or the Scorpio constellation to be a ceremony in and of itself. One of the stars happens to be the wife of the sky boss himself. And all of the stars in the Scorpio constellation are people involved in this huge ceremony that is unfolding. So we have so many messages that are going about, today is a ceremony. We're coming together in this event. Join me for a deep breath as we have a little bit more info to have. We're going to get into that. What are we doing? We're building a bridge to the new Earth. Ooh. So we are in a corridor from now until January, whether we feel it in galactic astrology, whether we know it from regular astrology, whether we're just deeply intuitive, or we just know it's the end of a year, or for some of us, it's the end of a 9-year cycle. There's a lot of cycles that are ending in our personal life. We've had a lot of transits for everybody in this year. There is a huge, huge, huge successful and exciting tying of loose ends. So In whatever language we say it, we are coming into a corridor now until January. In January, or on January 12th, 2020, there is a quadruple conjunction: Saturn, Pluto, Mercury, Sun. According to the Aboriginals, Anungu, spelled Anungu, that are from the sacred area of Uluru in Australia, and it's the senior star lore elder and the grandmother custodian of Uluru, Auntie Nellie Patterson, says that this is the time for Uluru. This is the time, this is the creation of love, the creation time, the dreaming, and the new way dreaming. Those were her words. I think we're really on the precipice of birthing a massive collective new earth. And I know that this means a lot for our own personal lives. And I know we've had many lifetimes of struggles. And even within this lifetime now, no matter how young or old you are, I know that we have all gone through extreme struggles. And I know that there's a major successful conclusion coming to this. So today, again, we're preparing in ceremony for this bridge to New Earth. I have one final thing to say before we go into our galactic ceremony. I wanted to mention that there are these 88 main constellations in the sky, the night sky, in the upper and lower hemispheres. I know that right now in November 2019, we have the Andromeda constellation, Cassiopeia, and Phoenix. There's a few others, but these are the ones that speak to me right now. It happens that Andromeda is the constellation which is a portal to the Andromeda galaxy, and that astronomers know that Andromeda and the Milky Way are on course to merge in a few million years, in a very long time, but still we have a deep, deep connection and resonance with Andromeda. I think that it was a Native American Lakota leader that might have said that the Milky Way came from Andromeda and that we are returning to Andromeda. So something to be aware of. In this moment in time, we are definitely in a portal space because it is the upper and lower hemisphere. This is the only month that the upper and lower hemisphere can see Andromeda at the same time. So we're sort of interfacing together. There's this big interlinking. Cassiopeia has come to me often when I do readings for people, and there's some very, very beautiful souls, really, really high dimensional souls that are connected to the Cassiopeia constellation. And I see it as a buttercup yellow fairy energy related to flowers and fairies. So we have this beautiful sparkly blessing of joy. They're also connected to joy. And also the Phoenix constellation is fire and rejuvenation, revitalization, transmogrification is just whoa. So this is supercharged. I'm taking a pause as now we are really going to shift into the galactic shamanic journey. I invite you to relax even deeper as things are going to make even less sense now because we're going to slip way out of left brain and deep into right brain, deep into our heart space. If you fall asleep, zonk out, or if you're in that deep Reiki state where you're far, far away and your body feels heavy, don't worry, it's being recorded. We'll be able to access whatever was said or whatever messages or visualizations we were given. What's happening is we're co-creating a ceremony, a portal. Oof. A deep, deep breath here. Do all of this at your own pace. If it's too strong, you can link off and connect later. Just do it all in your own way. We are building the teepee of elders of New Earth. So visualizing inviting our Earth Star chakra to be activated and lit up. Deep beneath your feet and deep beneath the earth is a huge star. And this is our Earth Star, our own Earth chakra. And it is so big already because we are so activated. And it is going down deeper into the earth. It is silver magnetic, and it's creating a electromagnetic link with Mother Earth. It is connected with Archangel Sandalphon. It is connected with gnomes, the higher dimensional, positive, happy, helpful gnomes that are connected to fifth dimensional Earth. We are inviting Mother Earth to be part of this ceremony because we are part of her. We work in humility and realizing that we have many brothers and sisters in this ecosystem that is Earth, and we are an integral part of the ecosystem. If any of this terminology does not work to you and you still want to participate, do this in your own way. We love you and we welcome you. So down deep in our Earth Star chakra, there happens to be some magnificent activation of negative ions. There happens to be this oxidization or increase in oxygen in the good way. This rejuvenation, this recharge, and this deep, happy connecting with Earth. Our auric fields know to open up right now, to just blossom open, to pop open. You are in a safe space. You're in a safe time and space. You are sacred. The earth is sacred. Your higher self is sacred. Our special spirit guides are sacred. And we are in a deeply trusting space. But again, remember, the highest frequency that you are trusting is yourself and your higher self. And your higher self that deeply connects with one true source, God Creatrix. To me, Creatrix is the mother frequency of all. We come from her body, we get nurtured from her breast, we come out from her being, and she is the one totality of all. She, he, it, but to me it's a she, and I'm feeling this Creatrix frequency. Our auras are soft and fluffy, and they're getting already ready. They're getting nurtured, nutrition, spiritual nutrition. We are being invited right now to feel bottom heavy. Feel heavier on the bottom. Feel like there's more juice, activity, magnetic power, deeply anchoring us down. There is an anchor. There is this magnetic pull because we're going to need it, because we are going to be challenged in a beautiful way if you want to take up the challenge. But remember, do this at your own pace, at your own level of intensity. We will be challenged to do this deep grounding, because together as a group and buffered by Mother Earth herself, we will then be expanding our multidimensional self to go outside of the Earth while deeply being connected at the center. And we will be connecting with the trajectory of the rose petal dance, the pentagram rose petal dance that Venus is doing around the Earth and Sun, or with the Earth and Sun. We will be challenged to connect more with Cassiopeia, with the Scorpio constellation, and with Andromeda. And you're being invited, hey, if you want to play in your own way and you want to just work only with Mother Earth, only with your higher self, or only with your angels, only with your spirit guide or guardian angel, or only with Cassiopeia energy because you love it and you trust it, you're being invited to play and to form your own frequencies. My job as the galactic shaman is to connect into this huge, broad bandwidth within the universe, is to bring and gather and gather and gather like a grandmother weaver, like a really, really old soul that's been hopping around as a galactic anthropologist and is bringing these frequencies back saying, hey, remember this? We've missed it. And your job is to grab what you like and make it your own and strengthen what you've already connected with. So we're here weaving together as grandmothers and elders of the new earth. And this is the ecosystem that we are building together. We're working with totem animals if you want to, your totem animals. And that's part of the ecosystem. We're working with wise elder trees, talking trees. We're working with crystals, plants, flowers. All of them talk. They're all our brothers and sisters. We're working with all of the races on Earth, all of the races that were and will be and are now, the different percentages of melanated skin. We are one human, one tribe. And I'm going to bring in star frequencies to be part of our tribe. Higher dimensional, giving, loving star frequencies. And fairy frequencies. And dragons, if you like them, higher dimensional dragons. And unicorns. This is all part of the ecosystem that I'm playing with this. This is my playground. Please, please, please play with your frequencies. Be delighted and tickled by the joy that our auric fields get to experience right now. Ooh. So we're going to do a little bit of with the cleanup crew. We're going to invite our guides or our higher self to do a little bit of cleaning up. We are in the hands of professionals. Our higher self and our guardian angels are deep professionals. This means that we can do this and participate in this group activity, this group ceremony, and dump out all the stuff that we are ready and willing to give, to dump out with ease and grace. And Mother Earth herself is a receptacle of the most highest sophisticated recycler of energy. So we can dump now and trust. I'm going to be doing some shamanic sounds that may not sound pretty, and I call these auric sculpting. I promise that I think they will get prettier as they become eventually more like animal sounds. But right now they're going to be these deeper guttural sounds to help us get rid of sludge. Some people end up burping the energy away. I end up yawning and crying it away. And it's all really, really helpful. Focus on your feet and focus on where your feet touch the ground, and focus on potential energy that is yucky, 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 stuck there, disgusting, paranormal yuck, 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 like yucky roots that need to be uprooted, taken away, and throw down the chute. That is the recycler that Mother Earth is. And that's where I'm focusing the auric sculpting right now. Oh my gosh, this is very powerful because, you know, we're doing this for ourselves, for each other, so we can cheer each other on as healers, different kind of healers that we are. We're doing this for the world, and wow, the group of cohesive energy, power of cohesive energy. There are some huge Mother Earth dragons. These are the divine dark feminine. What I mean by dark feminine, I mean the feminine that works with cycles, the feminine that works with death, as in plants need to die and their death cells then bring nutrition to the soil and the soil is enriched. I'm talking about that kind of death, the death in life that comes with the cycles in nature. And I'm seeing these earth dragons coming in and they are eating this up because this is fertilizer to them. They're like, give it to me this way. I can work with the energy this way. I can recycle it and make good stuff out of this. We can help prevent earth cataclysms and things if things are done this way. So I'm going to do a little bit more of this yucky yuck auric sculpting. So deep in our subconscious, deep in the subconscious of the collective of Earth is an anchor, and it's getting pulled, pinned, pulled, drawn down into Earth. And there is this bringing together of everything, of releasing that is going to happen on automatic pilot so that we do not need to give too much of our attention to this so that we can do other things. There you go, stuff is released. Okay, I'd say that we succeeded in doing the profound grounding and releasing, and we can turn our attention to happier sounds and more of the fun stuff. We are getting ready to go to Inner Earth. We're getting ready to go to the Cave of Codes. I'm going to tell you where we are going to go so that then we can get ready to go. And remember that you can participate in your own way and you can stay in your own cocoon energy healing pod that your guides or your higher self has created for you. We will be going into this Cave of Codes in Inner Earth, and I have been working with this frequency or this astral place, fifth dimensional Earth astral place, for about 7 years or more, and I've been bringing groups from around the world to this place, and so it's been given to me, and maybe it's a place that many other people go to, and maybe it has other names. So it is a space that has been created for us and given to us. And I'm sharing all of this now so that when we go deeper into it, you don't need to hear the words, you just get to feel it for yourself. So this space is sort of a heart center for Mother Earth in Inner Earth. It is a cave, and it is representative of all the rituals that native peoples have done for thousands of years, millennia of time, for thousands of years. Sorry, there was a sound that's distracting me, but that's okay. For thousands of years, Earth people have been meeting in caves, knowing and feeling that it was the womb of Mother Earth and the womb of the goddess, a sacred dark space where there is everything and nothing, and that things can be created. This is a space outside of logic, outside of linear thinking, and it is also outside of time. This is a space where we get to meet the ancestors that we want to meet, that we believe in. This is where we get to connect with times where we were Aboriginals, Native Americans, First Nation people, the time where we knew how to connect with Earth, when we had our bodies fully connected with the moon and the cycles of the moon. This is, in a way, connecting all races of the Earth. So we're getting ready to go there now. And we literally get to slide down through an etheric corridor of light brought to us from Mother Earth. And she literally says, yo, you're ready? Whoop. And as we are all transferring ourselves to the Cave of Coes, I'm going to be doing some tribal galactic sounds. Our animal totem brothers and sisters, the animal nation, is joining us, and there's crystals and trees. I don't know what sound trees make, but it usually feels like the wind rustling through the leaves, and there's so many different nations of beings joining us. Ooh. Please find your seat in the cave of codes. Find that there is a fire at the center of our circle. Find that you are perfectly warm and cool as feels just deliciously perfect for you. Know that the ancestors are blessing you, because in this time and space, we are the ground crew. We are the ones that decided to be on Earth at this time for these phenomenal changes. Why did we do it? We don't know. Hopefully we'll get answers, but here we are doing this in this body at this time with these transmissions. So we are all being honored with a sacred cloak. And at this moment in time, I'm seeing it as a thick, 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 furry, white buffalo cloak, working with white buffalo calf woman. You might see, sense, or feel that your cloak is different. You might have a Superman or Superwoman cloak. Yours might be metallic. Yours might be bright yellow from Cassiopeia. So these are just trigger points, beginning words. As we're sitting in the circle facing the fire, the cloaks that we have on are tricking us. The cloaks are multidimensional. The cloaks are going on and extending behind us like royalty with extended cloak of kings and queens. And so behind us, the cloak is merging with the cave, so that we are merging with the cave. And in a way, there seems to be this sort of, I want to call it like an extension of our soul self. It seems to be what I call like a spiritual cocktail of energies coming and extending behind us that to me represents our multidimensional soul ability, talent, soul gifts, our higher self, our spirit guides, other dimensional aspects of us that are linked through the tapestry of this beautiful cloak that we have. Something big is happening here that is beyond our regular human consciousness. And this is where we might begin to get an experience of it or an inkling of it. deeply relax now and actually surrender to making it easy. Make all of this easy, make all of this fun. Have an agreement with our higher self and your guardian angels. Hey, this is going to be easy. This is going to be fun. Whatever happened next in my life, it's going to be juicy and good. I am welcoming that. And not just for me now, but for the rest of the world. Maybe I have less responsibility in a certain way because I am surrendering to my greater soul self. Maybe I'm developing in super intimate link with Mother Earth, and maybe together as a team, we can bring in more justice for everyone, for all the crystals, for all the fairies, for all the trees, for all the animals, for all the humans, all the different kinds of humans, all the different kinds of animals. Can there be justice and love? Can we be part of that somehow, but in an easy way? Maybe we are forging this link so that this greater new earth is happening already. Maybe it can happen in a beautiful, accelerated way. Maybe we get to see it and enjoy it. Maybe we hop onto a timeline or a holographic timeline in our holographic life where we get to be this new earth and enjoy it with other people and beings. So we're going to shift the energies now. We have done our homework. We have juicily connected our earth star chakra with the earth. We are in the cave of codes in the earth, inner earth right now. And so we are going to be in a way either multitasking, or we're going to leave that to our guides, but we are going to be shifting gears or shifting focus because we've got it dialed in. It's all locked down now. So let us bring our focus and awareness to rise up, from our root, from deep down, all the way up through the heart, opening the heart and getting ready to be tickled and activated in the higher heart chakra, the thymus. Getting ready to work and consciously connect with Venus, or how I love to call that love frequency, Lady Venus herself, the star, the morning star, the evening star, the planet Venus, connecting to Goddess Creatrix, connecting with a physical location that is a huge portal point, connecting us to the center of the Milky Way galaxy, connecting us also to the sun, connecting us to the funneled frequency of love, beauty, just society, beauty for everyone and everything, in every aspect of our life. It can be more beautiful, more fairy-like, more fluid, more magical. So beginning to open up to that space. Maybe placing our hand on our hearts or on our thymus, a physical trigger for us to be able to receive, integrate, digest these higher frequencies, this bigger, broader bandwidth of energy, spiritual nutrition that we are ready and willing to bring in for ourselves, for the planet, for humanity, for the new earth, and for the entire ecosystem, or for the specific frequencies and bandwidths that you are working with your special spiritual cocktail of who you are and how you're presenting yourself in the world. So remember to do this with your own intensity, at your own pace. I'm going to tell you what we are going to do, and then I'll lead us through it. So we are emanating from a cave inside the earth, the cave of codes. We are in this very special cocooned space. We are protected by this blanket cloak on our shoulders. We are deeply connected with negative ions in the center of the earth, the magnetic magma. And a lot of us might choose to stay here. It's good, it's safe, it's strong, it's solid. Some of us that are a little bit more curious and adventurous might say, what else you got? Let's do some more. And what we're going to do is we're going to merge a little bit more with Mother Earth as the greater protectress that she is, with the great resources that she has that many of us may not know the extent of what she can do as a spiritual being. And so we are going to expand a little bit farther out, so much out that we are going to go past the Earth's crust and mantle and go outside of the Earth's sphere, while still being connected at the center. And we will be connecting with a hula hoop of energy around the equatorial center. So it's like a pink hula hoop of energy circulating around the earth that is representing the Venus hug, a Venus hug, H-U-G, a Venus energy that is circulating around the earth. It's almost like a halo. That is what we will be connecting with. You will feel it, if you want, through the back of your heart and through your heart. And it is going to be an infusion of light, like a firework of light, if we want to work in this way. So in a few seconds, this is where we will be going. So I'm beginning to see that we have some little tiny fairies, little tiny pink fairies. They look like flames of light, flickering flame. These pink tiny fairies are from Venus, and they're dancing on our back, behind our back, at the back of our heart, ready to magnetically draw in and out the frequencies or this weaving that we are doing. And we are getting ready to emanate this bigger part of our multidimensional soul right now. So we're starting that now. We're starting to breathe out behind our heart and to just feel maybe a bit bigger, like a pink soft bubble that we are in, or an auric field, and just to broadcast out from the center of the earth, out, out, out to this pink halo, ascension energy, or Venus hug, H-U-G, around us and around the earth. This is the moment of ceremony where we're slipping way beyond our conscious understanding or our conscious limitations, and we're becoming limitless, and we are receiving this light infusion, this love infusion from beyond ourselves, beyond the earth, beyond our solar system, beyond the galaxy, beyond. And we're getting new light, new nutrition, new rejuvenation, revitalization, to feel a longer standing effect or time release of these frequencies that are getting ready to weave in with us. At this point, we might feel huge energetically. We definitely feel beyond our regular consciousness. We might feel the concept of group cohesive force field, the energy of community, higher community, new earth ecosystem. You might be getting tickled by a unicorn or blessed by a unicorn as she points his unicorn to your forehead or third eye and blesses you. Or you might have a happy Pegasus that is just gallivanting and galloping behind you, going in jumpy, jumpy circles, flying and expanding her wing. Or you might have tickles at your feet with little tiny, tiny gnomes playing with your feet and the soil of the earth. Or you might have little tiny Andromedan fairies, usually seen as white, 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 white sparklight, dancing around your crown chakra, third eye, and higher crown chakras, also known as soul star chakras and other chakras that are way above your head. There is a whole tinkling, tinkling, tinkling. There might be whales and dolphins that are deeply connecting with us. They might be huge cosmic totemic energies, large spirits of the whales that are coming in to bless this space, bless this interdimensional space. You might find that there is a time release that will be occurring for you because we are receiving so much that maybe you'll be receiving dreams for a week or a few weeks, or that you'll get flashes as you're walking down the street. Or maybe even while you're driving, a happy flash that you'll remember and write down later or something. But it's usually like when you're doing an automatic thing, like washing the dishes, that your body is mechanically doing something, that you might slip into a slightly altered state, that this information or light or messages or reassurances of who you are, why you're here, what you're doing, how to do it better, how to do it with more joy, and how to do it with support might be unfolding for you. We're being guided to understand that as we are committing now to step up the plate and be of greater service to our higher self and the universe working through us, that it actually gets easier, that we get to have a greater bandwidth or a greater sphere of influence in whichever way that we are being of service to the world and to ourselves and to our soul mission. So somehow getting bigger, better, stronger, and getting more expanded can mean having things be fluid and easier and more fun, and having a greater impact in creating and forming and co-creating this new earth with the rest of the ecosystem. So somehow it just keeps getting better and more adventurous and more fun. So maybe it is that right now we are getting to be more friends with Venus energy and Venus and Earth, and with this expanded galactic astrology. Maybe right now we're getting to be really good friends with these fairies tinkling around us. Maybe we knew them. Maybe they've been around us our whole life and we didn't quite know them. So we are just gathering our friends, gathering our tribe, and we're not going to be alone or lonely anymore. So we're getting ready to step down the frequencies. We are getting ready to come back to home center at the center of the earth in the Cave of Cones. We are getting ready to almost leave this space. But there seems to be something that is happening, one last thing that is happening. And I keep seeing a counterclockwise rotation happening. I'm seeing a whole flurry of dolphins a huge flurry of whales, happy, happy, happy whales that are blessing us and that are circulating around the earth and sort of spinning and activating this hula hoop of love that we have co-created with Venus and co-created with the core, the live living core of Mother Earth. So something has been happening. We have succeeded in doing what we came here to do. This is on the new Earth level, but who knows what we have been achieving for our own personal self and for our intracellular membrane to do and to change and to shift. So we're getting ready to recede right now with ease and grace, getting ready to step away from the outer perimeter of Mother Earth and to return back to our awareness to the center of the core, the cave of codes. Return our awareness to the center fire flame, to the warmth on our shoulders and the cloak, the warrior of light, honorary robes that have been bestowed upon us by White Buffalo Calf Woman. And actually, we are beginning to take them off as we are beginning to disengage from this level of intensity of ceremony. And we're beginning to become more individual and in a way a little bit more separate from the whole group. And we are getting ready to return to the surface and begin to return to regular consciousness. And I'm going to lead us through this. First and foremost, your higher self is the gatekeeper and guardian of this experience. And really, it's your connection with Mother Earth that is allowing the unfoldment of all of this to happen. So begin to feel maybe blue energy gathering at your feet. Maybe feel that this whole blue cocoon is unfolding around you, and it is your protective gel, and it helps you integrate and assimilate as is appropriate for you, and the proper timing for you and for your soul signature, your vibratory signature. Good. So I can see that we have our own separate pods. And now we're getting ready with angels to help shoot us up with white light in a white corridor. We begin to shoot up now. Going high, 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 high. To keep going up high and finding your place in in your country, in your city. So our country, our city, wherever we are living, wherever we are broadcasting this bandwidth of light above the earth, on the earth surface. We're being gifted with grounding, digesting energy from those dragons again, these earth mother dragons. Some of them might also be crystal dragons. So I'm going to do a little bit of this light language. Kurokushunu o USI akad etasisir ar awashnai katoro shinde teite na ana ite sunu korono shana ite sashata asanaita ha sa Some of that was a transmission talking directly to your cells, to your nucleus in the cells, to the cell membrane, and to the mitochondria, creating the energy and the life force for your whole brain, your organs, and everything. So I will do this transmission again right now, as you know that there is this direct communication talking to your mitochondria, the life inside of you, and again, all the cells in the cell membrane. So there is this huge, deep revitalization for health in your organs, in your skin, in every system that I can't name that is in your body, for full body health, for being thriving, so that you can go dancing at any age, and so that you can be vital and do what it is that you want to do with your body, through your body. So here goes the transmission. I think it's from the crystalline dragons talking directly to the cell, membrane, and mitochondria. Ang kayang tayo tayo sa may takus. Una ka tayo to en chukukwela na naikishin na kaos. Ene kaya na a into roshunita na kaite tetia taraya. Oe shana na kaya ta shana no shana tinta ta kaya na kaya shukuko kurto koso no to shana. Find your feet firmly grounding on the earth. Find that if you can, maybe stamp your feet a little bit or move, actually moving your wrists around in circular movement and your ankles in circular movement, and really begin to move your body a little bit. And to feel more oxygen inside every part of you. And I might be making some lower sounds to just bring our bodies back. So coming back to earth, feeling fully refreshed, feeling that everything that needed to be released is released, and whatever it is that you were to bring back, you brought back. If you can, let's do 3 ohms, and the purpose is to circulate the energy properly in your body so that we're grounded. Thank you to you, thank you to me, thank you to your higher self, thank you to the fairies, thank you to Mother Earth, thank you to all of the beings and frequencies that came together in this ceremony. Thank you to anybody that listens now or in the past, present, and future. But we are a big team here. Something has happened, and let us rejoice and be excited of the oncoming adventure. And thank you, just really thank yourself for this. Ooh. The end.